Here's an update on some hobby stuff I've been working on that involves amateur radio. I picked up another Tec Pegasus, luckily, that had an antenna tuner built into it. And that was an option that was decided on with Tec and this LDG gentleman in Maryland. So the antenna tuner inside my radio looks just like this. This is a picture of a tuner inside the radio. It's called an RT11 version 3.16. Lots of inductors, capacitors, and relays. So I didn't know how well this would work out, but it seems to work pretty good. So to make this work, I basically added more buttons to my code here. And these will all basically they'll send a string that I found in FLRig. Luckily, FLRig exists and I could find those strings. The strings look like this. So to bypass the tuner, you send this command. To auto-tune, you turn on power, lowest power as possible, and you use that command to run the tuner. And then these are for simply doing manual switching on the capacitors up and down, if you're doing an inductor, if you're doing manual tuning. And then a high Z load and a low Z load, a high Z load and a low Z load for antenna. Haven't tried those yet. Anyway, the auto-tune works like crazy. It is so fast and it makes a lot of noise, so that surprised me. Anyway, so to make this go, I jumped into the front end of this thing, and basically I make the front end with this tool here. And I have a little function now called antenna tuner operation. And when I hit that, I just send the code down. So basically I send these codes down to it. If I get one of these buttons here, as you can see these buttons here, I'll just grab this code here, and corresponding to the button pressed, I'll send that down to the get REST API on the Python program that runs a Pegasus. And what does that look like? So I have that function down here. And all we do here is we save that value. First we get it from the web browser and we save it. And then we run this thing called antenna tuner, command antenna tuner. And all that does really is just sends it down to the Pegasus, and then the antenna tuner, I suppose, is in parallel with the ASCII, and it picks the ASCII off and it sees $sign and goes, that's for me. So that's interesting. And I did find a write-up on this thing, so that's not it. There's a write-up on this thing somewhere, if I can find it, that talks about how it integrates and everything, if I can find the write-up. There it is. So here is a write-up that I found, and this thing is pretty good. So this is a manual of the company that produced this thing. It's called a PT-11p in the for the Pegasus, and these guys, in business, out of business, I don't know. Whoa, no, doesn't look too good, does it? So anyway, that kind of goofed me up. So anyway, this is what I found, that this was a kit, or I think it came in the radio also, and you could add this to the Pegasus. They talk about how to put this thing into the Pegasus. Anyway, I bought a used Pegasus with this thing in. Looks like 0.1 watts would get me through, so I have to get the power on the thing down. Anyway, this tells how to install it. Mine's already installed. So, seeing as YouTube lasts forever, this might be a good lasting reference for this. Anyway, let's hear it work. That's probably what you want to see, right? I checked all these guys out. This guy is still sort of alive in business on some other website, and the rest of these guys are gone. This is still kind of around. All right, so let's give it a try here. Let's try it out. So it will tune on 40 meters fine. There's 40 meters there. So now if I try to transmit with this, say right here, and I put the power down low, 5 watts, and let's now try and transmit. I got 9 watts out, 6 watts back, which isn't good. So now I can hit this thing to tune it, and you'll hear it really flickering the relays around. Take a listen. And then the power is perfect, or the reflected watts are nothing. So that is pretty amazing to me. So what if I go up in the band now to the end and look at the SWR here. Let's do a transmit here. Okay, there's a little bit of SWR there. I could probably muck around with these to change it. Let's see if I hit this. I hear some clicking. Well, that made it worse. Or I hit auto tune and it's gone. That's 40 meters. It's really fast on the other bands too. So 20 meters. On 20 meters, it's really fast. Tune it. Well, that didn't do anything. Oh, it reflected to 0, so it's already done. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, let's try going to 15 meters. I've never had luck on 15 meters, but anyway, here we go. With my antenna. Transmitter on, 6 watts coming back, tune it auto. Boom. Now it didn't do a thing. Oh, I did a bypass. Okay, let's tune it. That took a while, but it's down to nothing now. Let's raise the power. There's 20 watts, nothing back. 70 watts, nothing back. It's impressive. Back to 5 watts if we can, 10 watts. Okay, 8 watts out. I need to get a setting in here for lower power. Okay, so that's about 5 watts out, I guess now. 8 watts. Transmitter off. Let's try. Okay, my antenna works fine on this band here. On this band, I can go bypass. If that worked, and the tuning should work fine. Or actually, no, this band looks bad. Let's try it. Okay, tune transmitter on. Not so good. Okay, let's try now, do the auto tune. And it's not working. Why is that? Don't know. Maybe it doesn't like that band. Bypass it. Auto tune. Can't do a thing with it now. Okay, so nothing's working. Let's refresh the screen here. Still transmitting. Okay, oh well. Looks like it doesn't have to do anything, so it is working. Son of a gun. Okay, so transmitter off. 10 meters. Transmitter on. Wow, that's bad. Auto tune it. And no effect. Not sure why it's broken now. Maybe I'll try to reinitialize the software. So here's the program running, and I'm not sure why it's not so happy with this, but Let's reinitialize it. Okay. 10 meters again. Transmitter enable, transmit power 5. Alright, so now if I try to transmit now on 10 meters, we're getting about a lot of reflected power. Auto tune it. Nope, it's not working at all. Maybe I killed it, or it won't do 10 meters. I don't know. It should. Transmit off. Or it needs more power. On 10. 7 watts, transmit power, raise it to 15. There's 16, auto tune. It wanted more power, son of a gun. Okay, so there's 16 watts on 10, nothing back. That's interesting. 70 watts now. Yeah, it works great on 10. Okay, let's try a different band. 12 meters. Transmit on. Auto tune. Yep, it carried that just fine. Raise the power up. A little bit back. Power down. There we go. Well, I don't want to tune it with more power, so let's not do that. Let's tune transmitter off. Let's try 15 meters. Okay, power is low. Let's check the transmitter here. We got nothing back on this band on 15. How can that be? Interesting. What if I try and tune it now? It works on it, and it works. Okay, 17 meters. This band works good for me. I don't need to tune it. If I do a bypass, this band always works good. My antenna is resonant on this band. Works like magic. Okay. 20 meters. I've never had luck on 20 meters before with this thing, so let's try and transmit a low power here. Tune transmitter on. Okay, there's something pulling back. What if I just pick away at it with these? It's not reacting, so maybe the power's too low. Let's try auto tune it. Okay, well that worked. It's auto tuned and nothing reflected at all. Transmit power 80 watts. 100 watts out. Nothing reflected. I'll take that. So this thing has been a real treat. 30 meters, let's check it here. All right, that one's there. Low power, tune transmitter, reflected, auto tune. Tunes it right out. That is fast. Raise the power. Nothing reflected. All right. There's 40 meters. I don't do well in here either. Transmitter power 5 watts. Okay, let's hit it with the tuner. Tunes it right out. Raise the power. A little bit back. Can I tweak it out? I can hear things clicking in there, but it's not doing much. Going the wrong way. Going the wrong way. Nope. I'll let it do its own tune here. That's the way to do it. Take the power up. Not bad. All right, let's try other bands. There's 60. All right, let's try on this one, low power. Transmitter on. Lots of reflected. Let's try auto-tune. Okay, it's down to nothing. 20 watts. A little bit back. Okay, so my antenna is definitely not resident in these areas, but this tuner is helping. Okay, so let's try 80 meters. I've had no success ever on 80 meters, so let's see what this will do. My antenna needs to be longer. Power down. Transmitter on. It's not coming on because of that. Here we go. Okay, got stuff reflected here. And it nulled it out. That's amazing. Power up. A little bit back, not too much. 50 watts. Don't want to blow things up, so let's turn it off. All right, now 160. That's going to really be a joke, but let's try it. I would need a much longer antenna for 160, so I don't even like trying the tuner here. Okay, 5 watt power. Let's do the tune here. We're seeing 2 watts reflected. That's pretty amazing right there. So, auto tune it again. Wow. So that's pretty cool. Increasing the power. Yeah, it seems like it gets like a 1.3 to 1 or something when it tunes, but considering how this was so bad, this is an amazing tuner. It'll make my life easy when I want to operate. I'm trying to sell off my whole Drake station plus the antenna tuner, so I won't need an antenna tuner on my desk. I can just use this thing in the radio and live happily ever after. How do you like that? Okay, well, thanks for watching. That's my little demo on the antenna tuner. Let's try it again here. Power low, transmitter on. Works like a champ. A little bit back on 40. I don't like kicking this thing around with power going through it. 25 watts. Inductor up. No difference. Inductor down. As using a manual tuner, I know how this stuff is so touchy. There, look at that. So a little more capacitance and it gets it down to 0. just like a regular tuner. And that didn't do anything. I don't like tweaking it under power though. All right, that's my demo. Thanks for watching. Again, Tec Pegasus with homemade Python 3 software. And running the internal antenna tuner in the Pegasus with my own software, which has been working pretty good. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Have a great day.